Time to head out! Business trip? It's finally my turn to go to Meroria? Ah, the popular magic-themed masterpieces and the hyper-realistic merchandise from that city I've been thinking about for so long.
You'll need to touch bases with Miss Lyra in Meroria, then make your way to Domain 9 through the Celestial Gate.
Oh, I suppose that could work. Even if I can only stay for a little bit, I'm sure I'll get a chance to snag some goods.
Executor Miss Shirley, allow me to introduce you. This is Brevi, a Tower of Fantasy engineer.
Hello there. I'm usually cooped up at home, but even I have heard about you two. At least, I think I have.
We have already reached an agreement with Domain 9. Once we confirm that Domain 9 can harness omnium radiation from Mara, we'll commence the construction of a Tower of Fantasy. Brevi is set to accompany you to Domain 9 for the initial inspection. If the optimal solution for Domain 9 to obtain omnium is indeed the construction of a Tower of Fantasy, Hykros will spare no effort in providing assistance and support. Even though the construction of the Tower of Fantasy has been essentially stalled since the Cataclysm, our research on omnium has never ceased.
Ah, the popular magic-themed masterpieces and the hyper-realistic merchandise from that city I've been thinking about for so long.
You'll need to touch bases with Miss Lyra in
Oh, I suppose that could work.
Executor Miss Shirley.
Hello there. I'm usually cooped up.
We have already reached an agreement with Domain 9. Brevi is set to accompany. If the optimal solution for Domain 9 to obtain, even though the construction of the Tower of Fantasy.
But at this point, we've run into a roadblock that we can't seem to overcome. It is what it is.
Hopefully, our understanding of omnium can assist Domain 9 and the entire human civilization to safely navigate through the gray space entity crisis. Venturing to Domain 9 to investigate the possibility of constructing the Tower of Fantasy is our first step.
Bleep bleep. Hykros' current technology is more than capable of conducting the investigation, but understanding the local conditions, well, that's another story.
Bleep bleep? Is that the name of some new technology?
She says it's her special notification sound.
Huh?
Don't worry, Teach. I'll be careful with these, uncommon phrases to avoid any possible misunderstandings. Rest assured, I'll uphold the image of a serious and reliable Hykros researcher.
I'm sure you'll handle it appropriately. Don't worry about your projects here. I'll have someone take over. If there's anything else you need, just let me know. In addition, an executor will be appointed to go with you for your safety.
Anything? Well, I would like a large amount of extra funding. Also, can I choose my own bodyguard? I want Yanunu to come too.
Considering she might still be on a mission, it might be best to choose from the others first. I'll check on Yanuo's schedule later.
And no matter who I pick, there'll be a stranger. Never mind. I believe I can get along well with the Executor and Miss Shirley. I'll be fine without a bodyguard.
Wouldn't that just burden them with additional work?
actually my first time leaving Hycros. I'm not really sure what kind of problems I might encounter.
Don't worry about it. Just leave it to us.
Keeping the team lean. That's not a bad idea. While you're on your mission, could you also keep an eye out for this inexperienced student of mine? I'd really appreciate it.
I can take care of myself even if Yanunu is not around. Yes, this is also a necessary challenge on the path to making miracles.
Oh, well then. I'm looking forward to working with you, Miss Brevi.
here.
How do you feel? Are you uncomfortable at all?
Perhaps traversing through space-time barriers all in one go is a bit too much for a first-timer like me. My sight is growing ever dimmer in the encroaching darkness. If I were to fall here...
We'll get you to a place to rest. Come on.
That's the scene I had imagined, but it turned out to be easier than I thought.
Huh?
Bleep bleep. Thank you all for your concern. I've done some last-minute cramming. I think I'm as ready as I can possibly be. This trip has been surprisingly uneventful. There's no opportunity to put those survival skills Yanunu mentioned to use, it seems. Like, how to survive in the wilderness with no signs of civilization, and how to survive by foraging for edible plants. I thought there might be a chance to put all this knowledge to use.
It's not that extreme.
I seem to be doing fine adapting to the new environment, but the accommodations have me a bit worried. Making the bed and doing laundry isn't my strong suit. I predict that within a day, I'll have the guest room in a total mess. I wonder if there'll be any staff to help.
I think that shouldn't be an issue.
Okay, that's good to hear. Now that we're here, let's get straight to work. This is a rare hands-on exam. If my teacher thinks that I'm the type to drop the ball at crucial moments, it'll make future funding applications even harder.
Welcome back, Executor, Miss Shirley, and Miss Brevi from Hykros. We've made ample preparations for our in-depth partnership. Please follow me to the Infinite Sundial first.
The Infinite Sundial? That's the most important facility in Domain 9 for energy reaction and conversion, right? I remember reading about it in the prep materials.
That's right. The Infinite Sundial transfers the field energy originating from Lifeblood to various timestamp facilities. It's the most critical hub in the entire timestamp system.
Very fascinating. I'd love to see it. Could you walk me through how it works and the logic behind it? Is it just the novelty, or does this place not seem as dull as Asperia?
Of course. I'll get the tour set up immediately.
Welcome, Miss Brevi. Let me introduce Miss Brevi, the architect of the Tower of Fantasy from Hykros. She'll be conducting an inspection regarding the construction of a Tower of Fantasy in Domain 9.
First things first. We have to ensure that Domain 9 is within Mara's energy radiation range before we can move forward with the next steps. If we can confirm this, maybe we could prove that Domain 9 is a part of Ida. Just maybe. For some reason, Domain 9 and the other regions have become isolated from each other. What's the principle behind the deployment of this barrier? In any case, if this is true, it falls in line with Hykros' prior hypothesis. Domain 9, just like Vera and Asperia, is another missing part of Ida.
Miss Brevi's ideas are quite promising for further study. It seems that this verification process might unearth key information we have not yet realized. I'll leave it up to Miss Brevi to take the lead and decide how to proceed.
Before we move forward, I have a question. How exactly did Domain 9 pinpoint Vera's coordinates and open the Celestial Gate?
Domain 9 experienced a very unusual space-time fluctuation some time ago. Due to the impact of the fluctuation, we managed to track down more parameters of the outside world. The data was harvested and processed by 3 space-time anchor stations in Joltville. It was then sent to the Infinite Sundial and calculated by our supercomputer, Tempos. Therefore, we precisely identified the location of the outside world Celestial Gate in Ignisville, making our trip to Vera possible.
I see. Just as I had imagined. Then, we can replicate the same procedure this time, surveying the space-time anchor points of Mara through these 3 facilities. But given that Mara exists in higher dimensional space-time, we need to adjust the survey parameters to sense its presence. It might even require modifications to the anchoring device.
Of course, that's not a problem. Neo, I'd like you and Yoon to assist Miss Brevi with the modifications.
Understood.
Moreover, taking into account the time required for the project and the budget for the equipment, I don't see the need for a new Tower of Fantasy in Domain 9. We can accomplish the same goal by modifying the Infinite Sundial, the hub of the timestamp system. Modifying the Infinite Sundial? Wouldn't that interfere with the functioning of the whole timestamp system? We'll have to determine that based on the actual circumstances when the time comes. However, if the 2 facilities operate independently, it could potentially lead to a large-scale energy loss during transmission. In that situation, Tower of Fantasy's energy efficiency would significantly decrease, possibly not meeting the Infinite Sundial's needs. All things considered, remodeling the Infinite Sundial is the best solution.
Tianzhong Pavilion will carefully evaluate the proposal. It's absolutely critical that we ensure the Infinite Sundial continues to function perfectly. There's no room for error.
I'll leave the proposal evaluation to Mimi. In the meantime, our priority is to survey the existence of Mara.
Please follow me to Tianzhong Pavilion, and we can discuss the plans for the anchoring device modification.
My name is Yoon, and I oversee the Infinite Sundial. I'd be delighted to assist in any way I can.
A new member just joined our party? Our group's friendship EXP just got a major boost!
I just did a quick calculation of the transmission power needed for the survey, and the space-time anchor stations can meet this requirement. As for how to equip the space-time anchor stations with the ability to survey Mara, that's down to Miss Brevi's plan.
Right. For that, we just need to request Hycros to transport the space-time monitoring modules to Domain 9.
I see. Miss Brevi must be planning to replace the existing modules of the space-time anchor stations with the ones from Hycros, right?
That's right! Our collective brain power is leveling up!
But it seems like it won't be as simple as that. The device doesn't fit the space-time anchor stations, so we'll have to build corresponding connectors.
This could be troublesome. The space-time anchor stations are rarely used, and we don't have spare parts in Tianzhang Pavilion's inventory.
We'll help too. What resources do you need?
Thank you, Executor. Allow me a moment to prepare a list. Roughstone and Jadestone should be relatively easy to collect. The Dark Gold Fixator can be purchased directly from Sky Workshop at Tianhua Bazaar.
Sounds straightforward enough. I'll head out now. Excuse me, could I get a dark gold fixator, please?
My apologies, we just ran out of stock. You might want to try other stores. Or would you like me to notify you once we have more in stock?
Are there any other places nearby that might sell it? I'm in a bit of a rush. I'm afraid I can't wait.
You're welcome to have mine if you need it urgently.
But what about you?
What you're dealing with is more pressing, isn't it? As for me, waiting a bit longer won't hurt.
Don't worry, when we restock tomorrow, I'll reserve a dark gold fixator for you, Miss Fesa.
In that case, I'll gratefully accept the offer then. Thank you for your generosity, Miss Fesa.
You're welcome.
Thank you, Executor. Please wait a moment. The modifications will be completed shortly. Next, we need to install these connectors at the 3 space-time anchor stations. Let me just double-check. Okay, everything looks good. I'll be on my way.
Mr. Neo, could you hold on for a second? It seems there might still be some unresolved issues in the debugging program.
Did I miss something? Let me have a look.
Should I take care of the device installation then? It would save you some time.
That would be a huge help. Thank you for doing this, Executor.
Mission accomplished. Now we can initiate the survey.
It's like we're about to activate a magic eye that deconstructs reality. Let's make sure we get a good look.
Initiating data scan. Amplifying the Class A signal.
Search in progress.
Hold on. Can we get a more detailed comparison at this anchor point?
Right away.
Quick, we need a detailed spectral analysis. Ace!
Let's speed it up. Omnium reaction detected.
Space-time anchor point confirmed. The features are a perfect match.
Oh, it's Mara. Looks like Domain 9 can indeed receive Omnium from Mara. Now, it's time for us to present our findings. Based on the calculations we've just carried out, we can confidently say that it is possible to build a Tower of Fantasy right here in Domain 9. But that's just the feasibility from an objective point of view. So, people of Domain 9, have you also made your decision on whether to move forward with this plan? Let's see where your resolve stands.
Building a Tower of Fantasy. Drawing Omnium energy from Mara. This means we're attempting to harness a power that doesn't inherently belong to us. But the darkness has placed Domain 9's existence at significant risk. We must use every possible method or resource we have at our disposal right now. We have to face the risks associated with the Tower of Fantasy, no matter what they are.
Back then, Hykros was like an amateur sorcerer who had only picked up a few basic spells, yet forced themselves to wield grand magic. The consequence was... boom! Very dangerous. Anyway, that was just a limitation of our scientific understanding back then. Learning from Asperia's mistakes, I believe we'll be more careful with the Tower of Fantasy's operation in Domain 9.
Jun Gong will spare no effort to ensure the smooth operation of the Tower of Fantasy in Domain 9. And that's not all. We also plan to further strengthen our partnership with Hykros, contributing to our joint understanding of Omnium technology. With our combined efforts, we might just find a better way to ensure the safe and smooth operation of the Tower of Fantasy.
Alright, I'm looking forward to the technology from Domain 9. Before officially modifying the Infinite Sundial, I need to prepare the Omnium reactor first. It's crucial as it will allow the Infinite Sundial to process and channel the energy from Mara. It's about time I reported our progress to my teacher. I need to head back to Hykros first.
I will arrange for a domain guard to accompany Miss Brevi back to the Celestial Gate. Especially considering the frequent disruptions from the darkness, travel safety is a necessity.
Thank you. I appreciate your thoughtfulness.
Master Yu, abyss currents have manifested across Joltville. The darkness is ceaselessly flooding into Domain 9. The situation near Tianzhang Pavilion is particularly dire, and Lord Fuli has requested Madame Huang to take immediate action.
Clearly, the darkness is exploiting the abnormal fluctuations caused by the survey earlier. They just never quit! I'll go deal with it now, Master Yu.
Tianzhang Pavilion is fundamentally important. If the darkness's activities jeopardize its facilities, it could affect the entire timestamp system. Would it be possible for the Executor and Miss Shirley to join Mimi?
Leave it to us.
Feels off.
Something feels off. I'll take it from here.
Mass of thunderclouds. It seems that a strong storm is brewing. What on earth is that place? Dragon Pool. Just as I thought. They really never give up, do they? The weather in Dragon Pool, particularly the thunderstorms, is influenced by the activity of the darkness. Judging by the looks of it, things are quite chaotic there now. We've had a small thunderstorm before, and the outflow of darkness energy devastated the entire Joltville. And this time...
Then we must stop the darkness, now.
This way! Come with me!
some payback!
Madam Huang, we've successfully eliminated all the darkness that fled once Dragon Pool was activated. But at the moment, we're unsure of the exact situation within Dragon Pool.
Got it. You did well. Continue keeping an eye on the surroundings. We will take over Dragon Pool from here.
Yes, ma'am.
With the darkness escaping from Dragon Pool, abrupt abyss currents popping up everywhere, and the intense thunderstorm, what could have possibly happened in Dragon Pool? I must report the situation to Master Yu. What's going on? The comms failed at a time like this?
Does the darkness possess such an ability?
Nobody's got time for that. We'll have to look into it later. Fu Li!
Yes, madam. I'll head to Zhengong right away to inform Master Yu about the abnormality at Dragon Pool. I'll be back as soon as possible.
Dragon Pool is in a tight spot. We need to work fast and find out what's happening. This means we have no choice but to go deep inside to see for ourselves. Would you too?
Time is running out. We need to go, now.
Let's go. The ruins are in bad shape. Something must have stirred up a whole mess inside.
There's no end to the darkness.
Here comes my full power!
We need to get out of here.
I'll take it from here.
These traps. They show no signs of damage.
Could someone have deliberately set them off?
Darn it, the seal has been broken.
Jamming our communications, purposely setting off the traps. Just as I thought, they're up to no good.
Enough with the games.
Heads up! Walk in the park. Let me show you how it's done. Something feels off.
I sense strong gray-space entity energy up ahead. Be careful.
was a big one. The chaos ends now. Time to teach this beast a lesson for disrupting the peaceful lives of the people in Joltville. Easy peasy.
we're facing an increasingly tough situation. This incident is not as simple as it seems. When the high-ranking darkness broke free from the Black Jade ruins, there were large-scale invasions of the darkness all over Domain 9.
To my knowledge, both Marshville and Aquaville are still fighting against waves of the darkness. Madame Ling Han and Lord Ming Jing are on the front lines as we speak. Compared to the other regions, Ignisville suffered slightly less damage. This could be due to the fact that the Black Jade ruins in Ignisville had been reinforced before, which helped in keeping the darkness from kicking up too much of a storm.
Yes, I've already made arrangements to send aid to Marshville and Aquaville. A darkness invasion of this scale has never happened before. The darkness is attacking on multiple fronts, spreading our forces thin. This leaves us underpowered and constantly on the defensive. Consequently, the darkness within Dragonpool has faced much less resistance when breaking through the ruin. Without the help of you and Miss Shirley, I shudder to think what could have happened today.
That's just part of the job of the domain guards, isn't it?
Regardless, you have my thanks. Besides the abnormal activity in the darkness, there's one thing that really bothers me. Why Joltville, of all places?
Compared to other Black Jade ruins, the seal in Joltville's ruin is considerably stronger. If they wanted to break out easily, they should have gone for the ruins with weaker seals.
Could it be they prioritized releasing the most powerful darkness entity?
That's weird. It doesn't make any sense.
Is that so?
I'm sure you and Miss Shirley also noticed. He wasn't going all out during our fight. Or perhaps its abilities were being restricted by something. But then how did it manage to break out of the ruin?
There's a whole lot that doesn't add up. Jungong will follow up on this, using the lead you provided. Today, in order to assist the domain guards in dealing with the darkness invasion, we had to overload the timestamp system, causing the infinite sundial to operate beyond its capacity. This has left the field energy reserves across the domain extremely vulnerable, reaching a critical tipping point. If we can't find a way to power it up again soon, our fears about the infinite sundial failing might soon become a reality. Fortunately, Miss Brevi from Hycros has brought us some good news. After the completion of the Infinite Sundial Revamp project, we will be able to roll out the long-postponed third-generation timestamp system, allowing us to harness a large amount of Omnium energy to take on the darkness.
From defense to offense, perhaps it's about time we strike back.
Today was also the first time we took down a high-ranking darkness that was held captive within a Black Jade ruin. Whatever the rest of the darkness is up to, Jungong is on it. You've all done a remarkable job today. Please, go get some rest.
Clearance level 5, Archon Elric from District 9. It's been a minute.
It's been a while indeed. Gestos.
Bleep bleep! Executor, we've returned to the Infinite Sundial. Are you coming? Or maybe it'll be more proper to say, shall you be joining?
Okay, let's head over now.
You're all here. The Omnium reactor has been moved to the central area of the Infinite Sundial, and the pre-activation phase has commenced. Our work on revamping the Infinite Sundial is progressing as scheduled. Tempos is simulating possible situations that may arise from the Infinite Sundial's revamping. We must be fully prepared for any surprises. I've summoned the leaders of all regions in District 9 here, so that we may discuss our plan with our guests from Hykros.
Madame Ling Han is unable to attend due to the urgent situation with the darkness in Marshville. But I will take careful notes of your instructions, Master Yu.
Okay. Well, now Miss Brevi will explain the specific arrangements.
All right. According to the data, the sundial squares of each region are linked to the Infinite Sundial, so the revamping work must be done in unison.
Tianzhong Pavilion will be responsible for the full direction of the work on the Infinite Sundial and Sundial Squares. If you need anything, we will do our best to assist.
Thank you so much, Miss Cute and Reliable Mimi.
What did you say?
Isn't that what Master Yu calls you?
Yes. It's fine. Carry on with the explanation.
Okay then, I'll continue. According to the plan, I'll work with Tianzhong Pavilion to complete the revamping work on the sundial squares in Joltville. We'll get some experience with the sundial squares there, and then we'll be able to more easily complete the work on the sundial squares in all of the other regions. Once the revamping is complete, we can finally pre-activate the sundial squares. After that, we'll activate the Omnium reactor, thereby finishing all of the prep work for activating the Infinite Sundial. Also, I heard that the previous Mara survey activity incited an intense reaction from the darkness. Perhaps that means that the darkness could also be affected by the small fluctuations in energy when the sundial squares are pre-activated? Could it be a precursor to an even bigger reaction? To ensure the smooth operation of the sundial squares, I strongly recommend that additional defenses be added nearby. The boundary must be kept secure.
Okay, I have no objection to that. Please arrange the defenses.
Due to the natural conditions of Marshville, the effects of the darkness are more intense there. I fear that revamping work of the Marshville sundial squares will take up too much time and delay the progress of the entire operation.
The field energy resources are nearly depleted. We can't afford any delays. Zhengong will send help to Marshville to ensure the sundial square's revamping work stays on schedule.
Marshville's Department of Yuheng can also provide assistance, and Dr. Rubilia will help as well.
How about we go with Yen Miao back to Marshville?
Thank you for your help. All right, that's all on the agenda for this meeting. I won't take up any more of your precious time. Wait a moment, Miss Brevi. I still have some questions that I hope you can answer.
I heard Ling Qiao talk about the situation in Aquaville before. Be careful while you're over there.
Thank you. I will. But I think I should be the one saying that to you. You two have already done so much for Domain 9. It's hard to put into words how personally thankful I am. So please, be careful on your way back to Marshville. Don't get hurt.
You too.
I didn't have a chance to introduce myself earlier. I'm Yen Miao, Overseer of the Department of Yuheng. We are mainly responsible for research on the issue of the darkness in Domain 9. We identify the biological characteristics of each darkness entity and use that knowledge to assist other organizations in fighting the darkness. To be precise, we are not simply an academic organization, but also one of military support and tactical analysis. We will aid you in the upcoming Infinite Sundial revamp project in Marshville and investigate the reason behind the unusual darkness activity. Oh yes, Dr. Rubilia and some of the others are conducting research on the darkness at the Department of Yuheng. Her unique insights into the research have helped us make various breakthroughs recently. Perhaps we will soon be able to unravel the mystery of Marshville's Black Jade Ruin.
Is there anything special about the Black Jade Ruin in Marshville?
Well, it's a little complicated to describe. It will be easier to observe it for yourself once we arrive in Marshville.
Let's start making our way to the field ruins.
By the way, it's been a while since you've been to Joltville, right?
Ah, indeed. The Department of Yuheng has much work to do. I don't usually leave Marshville. And when my duties do require me to travel, it's usually just to go collect darkness samples. I generally don't even go to facilities like the Infinite Sundial unless I need to for work. That's why I couldn't really recall the exact way before. Fortunately, you were able to help, Tianlong.
It was nothing.
Apologies. Even though I'm a Domain 9 resident, I still get lost. Ugh, not the best impression of my reliability. Here we are. We can take the Dragonfly cruiser to Marshville from here.
What's the matter?
Nothing! It's just that I'm a little afraid of heights. But I know there's no way that we would actually fall, right? Right? Calm down. I need to calm down. And stop shaking. Stop shaking. I can do anything. I am overseer of the Department of Yuheng. I can do anything.
Yen Miao? We can land now if you...
I am the overseer of the Department of Yuheng. I can do anything. Heights are nothing to be afraid of. We made it.
All this snow. You alright? Don't catch a cold.
I'm okay. Warren Snowfield is also cold like this. Marshville didn't originally have this type of environment. We have concluded that it resulted from the effects of the darkness energy spilling out of the Black Jade Ruin. Marshville's natural resources weren't very rich to begin with, and this situation just made things worse. Also, The darkness energy has made the darkness entities near the ruins a lot stronger, making them much harder to defeat. All of these various factors put together have turned the vast region of Marshville, or the Forbidden Hendeka County, into the barren land you see now. That's why the Department of Yuheng is here. The more dangerous and uninhabited a place is, the more likely it is to hold the key to the darkness.
That must have been what Dr. Rubilia thought as well. From Joltville, we already knew that the darkness energy coming out of the ruins was disastrous to the surrounding area. But we had no idea that it also enhances the abilities of the darkness entities.
This is what makes Marshville's Black Jade Ruin unique. How are the gray space entities sealed within able to affect the others outside? Dr. Rubilia worked hard to investigate this ever since she came to Domain 9. She previously revealed some of her ideas to me. At her behest, I've been looking into them further.
Once the transformation work is complete, I will return to the Department of Yuheng to continue assisting Dr. Rubilia. Madame Ling Hong is responsible for the work on the Sundial Square in Marshville. Let's go convene with her. In order to ensure the road to Joltville is clear, Madame Ling Han strengthened the patrols in this area. It's safe for now.
Don't try to improvise on your own. Stick to the original plan and leave the rest to me.
Yes.
Madame Ling Hong, these two are the Executor and Miss Shirley. They've come to help with the revamping of the Sundial Squares. Mr. Tianlong will also assist. But the revamping work will certainly cause increased darkness activity. So, we need to eliminate the threat, just as you anticipated.
Understood. Well then, I'd like to give all of you a briefing on the current situation in Marshville. Marshville's situation is different from those of the other 3 regions. I believe all of you should have already heard this from Yan Miao. How can we use our resources as efficiently as possible to eliminate as many darkness entities as possible? The best way would naturally be to destroy the Tide of Darkness before it fully forms in one swift stroke, crumbling its power before it even has a chance to grow.
Before the Tide of Darkness forms? You mean when an abyss current first begins to form?
Precisely. Longjian Pavilion is able to collect data from around Marshville and analyze any changes in real time, thus allowing us to predict when an abyss current will begin to form. Not long ago, the sword array of Longjian Pavilion indicated that there is a high probability of an abyss current forming near Marshville's Black Jade Ruin. The domain guards reported this to me just at the time you were arriving. With your help, I have faith that we will be able to subdue the darkness first before its next assault. No time to waste. Let's get moving. Yan Miao, you stay here to help coordinate the evacuation of the local residents.
Understood.
We're late.
Let's go help. Heads up!
Something feels off. All according to plan.
the sword array of Longjin Pavilion is known for its warning system. I wonder how it works. Would it be possible to arrange a tour for me, so I may learn more about it? But I know you're busy, so it's alright if it cannot be arranged.
But why didn't the Abyss Current stop? Will there be more?
If they keep coming, we'll just keep wiping them out. Thank you for your help in putting down the Abyss Currents. I will be stationed here until the danger is fully eliminated. I believe Yan Miao has taken care of the residents. You may return to the Baihu camp on your own, and Yan Miao will take you to the Sundial Square in Marshville.
It over.
you.